Alrighty, y'all. So I have another video for y'all. Obviously, I hope you guys have been enjoying it. I want to keep you guys as entertained with videos throughout the entire anniversary as much as possible, especially for some of the newer players and even some of the older players. And in today's video, we're about to go round for round for something that everybody has access for today. Now, I hope this video comes out at reset, because I don't know if I want it to come out basically 1 hour after reset or during reset, but it's basically about, you know, the Rapunzel and Snow White, right? We have access to get Snow White. If you already missed out on her, you didn't get all the dupes for her, you have access into getting Snow White from this little selector that they're going to be giving out to all players today. Now, this video is, should you guys go for Snow White? Should you be going for Rapunzel? Should you be going for both? Should you max limit break one or the other? And what you should basically be doing. And we're going to be doing a comparison of the two. Snow White versus Rapunzel, their use for your account, and yada, yada, yada. So, for me, I'm going to explain to you guys. Let's try to get one new subscriber. I'm not going to, hey, one new subscriber, but 20 likes. All right, let's get into the video. Alright, so for these two characters right here, Snow White and Rapunzel, I do think both are very useful for your account. It's quite hard to say because Rapunzel is a character who has a lot of things that you don't have in the game, where I feel like Snow White does have things that you already have. And what I mean by that is, for example, Rapunzel is a burst 1 20-second cooldown Pilgrim. The only other one in the game is Dorothy. So if you do not have Dorothy, having this character is damn near an essential, because you need to have your burst rotations going in order to get 400 Pilgrim Tower. You just do. It's already bad enough that you're limited with the Pilgrims you can get, but you need to have that burst 1 20-second cooldown character to go through your burst tower. Not only that, Rapunzel is a character who is increasing your damage dealt, like your attack damage, right? She's increasing your attack damage from her burst skill and her first skill. So having that as well is going to make your team, whoever's on your team, it's going to make everybody on your team stronger in their damage. I think that's very, very, very good about this Rapunzel. Now, when it comes to this Snow White, she's a burst 3 character on a 40-second cooldown, and I think getting her, if you are a brand new player, isn't a bad option as well, because right now you have access to Rapunzel for free. You have Grave, you're gonna have access to her in less than a week, and then you also have access to Cinderella, right? So that's already a burst 1 on a 20-second cooldown, a burst 2 on a 20-second cooldown, and then that's a burst 3 on a 40-second cooldown. Getting Snow White with this selector will give you that extra burst 3 on a 40-second cooldown for the Pilgrim Tower. So this is literally the perfect anniversary to start off with, because you have access to 4 Pilgrims that will cover burst 1, burst 2 on 20 seconds, and then burst 2 or 2 burst 3s on a 40-second. Now, this character actually does do pretty good damage, right? Is she the best character in the game? Obviously not. She's a free-to-play Pilgrim, but she does do very, very good damage, right? If you want my honest opinion, if you're a new player, it's kind of hard because you have to focus about the 160 wall as well. And obviously with the 160 wall, you need to have 5 SSRs that are 3-star. And being able to get 1 off rip from starting the game, and potentially Grave and Anichiro, so 3 off rip just by summoning and getting lucky with these banners on top of Rapunzel, it's kind of hard for me to tell you, hey, just forget about, you know, Snow White and just go for all the dupes for, you know, Rapunzel, because it's like you're gonna need it eventually for the 160 wall. So I do think if you are a brand new player, as much as I do think Snow White is a great character, I do think it is in your best interest for now to get, you know, Rapunzel and all her dupes, right? It sounds really crazy, but it doesn't matter if you have another character for the Pilgrim Tower if you're going to still be stuck at level 160, right? You being stuck at level 160 is equivalent to you not having enough Pilgrims when you get to that floor where you can no longer progress because you don't have enough Pilgrims, or you are just capped at level 160, right? And you're not guaranteed everybody like in the game. You're not guaranteed. It took me like, I think a few months. It took me a few months to pass the 160 wall, and I know it takes a lot of people a few months to get past that 160 wall. So it's something that I wouldn't really play with. I think the Pilgrim Tower is important, but not as important as getting past that 160 wall. So if you are a new player, as much as I do want you to get both of them, I think it's in your best interest to get Rapunzel. Or what you could do, if you really want to, you can go for Rapunzel and get 2 dupes of her, right? And then use your last selector to get Snow White. Reason why is because after this anniversary, you're going to be able to buy a dupe of Rapunzel from the shop. It's just kind of a waste though, because you can get all 3 for free. The thing is, you cannot buy Snow White after the selector. So after the selector, you're going to have to wait 365 days again in order to have the chance of getting her. And then obviously with the brand new character, brand new free Pilgrim, most likely, it's like, what are we gonna do, right? It's like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna go max limit break them? Or like, no matter what, missing out on these anniversaries is gonna cuck you from getting a full LB3. Hence why we're in this predicament right now. I already got all 3 dupes of her, as you can see. So yeah, if you are an older player and you already passed the 160 wall and you don't have Snow White, definitely go for Snow White, right? If you are past the 160 wall and you don't have enough characters for the Pilgrim, go for Snow White. Just go for Snow White. She's very, very good, and I'm gonna show you guys like a little showcase of both of the 2 and what they're doing for you. But she's a very, 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 very good character. I would say if you are past 160 wall, go for her, right? Her damage is not the best in the world, but it's not bad as well. She's just an okay Pilgrim, and I think she's probably the best free Pilgrim we still have in this game to date, right? So I would say go for her. But that's if you are past the 160 wall. If you're not, I would prioritize getting either all 3 dupes for Rapunzel or getting the 2 dupes for Rapunzel and then getting Snow White if you want to, but then you're gonna have to buy that last dupe of Rapunzel in the near future. If that's what you want to do, then you can do that, but it's up to you. I'm just giving you guys my opinion, right? But let me go, into the battle and showcase both of them so you guys can kind of get an idea. All right, so first we're gonna go in here with Rapunzel. We're gonna go with 1 minute and 30 seconds, right, to the iron stage on the what's it called, whatever. By doing this, having scope lock on as well, she is fully level 10 skills here. So I'm going to show you guys what the percentage is for that, what that's looking like. That is going to be at 15% attack damage buff when you use her burst skill, which we aren't going to be using because of, I'm going to actually use her burst skill. I'm going to re-enter this. Okay, so we're going back in there. I took Lyra off the team. I'm just going to have Rapunzel on the team. It's just how it is, right? But because we are on scope lock, these are level 10 levels, as I was saying before. We are getting 10% continuously. If I go to Rapunzel and I hold her burst skill like this, everybody now just permanently has a 10% attack damage buff, which I think is very good, right? I think it's very, very good, right? And the thing is, she is a manual character though, so if you are summoning for her or you're getting her for these little mechanics, then you're gonna have to manually use her. But if you're just getting her for the purpose of her being a burst 20-second, I mean, you're guaranteed 1 copy of her, you're guaranteed, so that doesn't really matter. But if you are going to use her, this is going to be your reasoning. Remember, she does lose HP if you do decide to do this, but this is helpful. Like, literally what she's doing right now is giving everybody an attack damage buff, right? She is, in fact, giving everybody an attack damage buff. So this is her use. This is literally her use. Like, literally just holding this and giving everyone an attack damage buff. That's her use. That's what she's meant for. And it's helping, right? She's helping you do more damage. At the end of the day, she is helping you do a lot more damage. Like, that's just what it is, right? But that's what you're doing with this character. And then obviously we got Snow White in here going into the same stage, whatever. Snow White is a DPS. That's it. She's no supporting mechanics. She's a DPS. She's really good though for a lot of things in the game, like projectiles. She can really help. Let me go to her. I'm gonna show you guys her, bro. Look at her. She has an effect. I don't want to break down her kit, but she does deal damage after landing 30 normal attacks to enemies within the range, right? She does increase her max ammo capacity. That does stack. When you're in her burst skill, she gives herself a huge 92% attack buff, and then also has unlimited bullets, so there's that. And then also here, actually, hit count required for skill 2 decreases by 20 times, which is this right here. So rather than it being 50 normal attacks, it becomes 30 normal attacks. Affects all enemies. You're just dealing 61% of final attack as additional damage. And then she is giving herself an attack damage burst, attack damage buff when using her burst skill. So she is gonna cook up, right? After a certain amount, you're gonna see you see that right there? That's a boatload of bullets just going to all enemies, right? And we're not using her burst skill right now, but that's just what happens when you do decide to use her burst skill. Let me go to, what's her name? Anachiro, so we can actually just, you know, boom. But once we go into freaking Snow White, you're gonna see. She's really helpful. I think she's gonna be very good for the Pilgrim Tower earlier on if you don't have enough burst 3 Pilgrims as well, right? Right now she's only at 17 million. She's not the best character in the world, y'all, but she can help, right? Look, so we're going from 23 million damage all the way to a whopping what? There's her burst skill, if you didn't already know, right? 15 million to what? Unlimited bullets. She's shooting forever. She's buffed this entire time. She went from 23 million all the way to a good 63 million. That's good damage for one burst rotation of a free character. That's a lot. That's good damage for a free character, a free Pilgrim at that. That's good damage. From 23 million to 65 million is good damage for one burst skill for a free to play character. So yes, this character will help you in the tower somewhat. She's not as good as Anachiro, she's not as good as Modernia, Scarlet, Red Hood, yada yada yada, but she is a very, very powerful character. Even this, we're not using her burst skill here. She's at 71. After this burst rotation, she is going from 71 to what? Because she still has all these damage and stuff. Like, she's getting buffed as well. She has additional damage and stuff like that. AoEs are coming in. Like, she's gonna help you, bro. She's gonna help you. So yeah, but yeah, my final conclusion is, if you're under the 160 wall, I would highly recommend to just snag the full 3 copies of Rapunzel, or get the 2 copies of Rapunzel, buy her other copy in the future, and then have Snow White if you really want that for the Pilgrim Tower. I would recommend just getting all 3 dupes over that, of course. Or if you are over the 160 wall, I would highly recommend you get, you know, Rapunzel. If you want her 3 dupes, then you can go for that, but I would highly recommend getting Snow White as well if you are over the 160 wall. It's up to you. You can do whatever you want to do. This is just my opinion. I'm telling you what I feel like is best, right? If you don't need to worry about the Pilgrim Tower, then you're never using Snow White as well, right? If you have Dorothy, Crown, Anachiro, Red Hood, Modernia, or whatever, if you have enough characters for the Pilgrim Tower and you're beating the Pilgrim Tower with the best Pilgrims in the game, then you don't need Snow White, because you're never going to use her. Other than that, like, the only reason why you're going to use Snow White is if you don't have enough Pilgrims with you. So, my suggestion is, if you need her, get her. If you don't, then skip her. If you want her for collection, get her for collection. Do what you want to do. But if you're never going to use her, then you don't need her. If you do need her, then get her. And that's if you're over the 160 wall, right? But if you're under the 160 wall, you can do the same thing. And then all this, what I'm telling you guys, applies to everybody. It's just how you go about it. I give you guys all the options and stuff like that, so that's that. You guys let me know what you think. I am going to have a showcase for Anachiro. Ooh, I keep calling her Anachiro. I'm sorry. Cinderella versus Red Hood. I'm gonna have that tomorrow, and in the future there's gonna be a lot more videos coming up. So you guys let me know what you think. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow, because I'm done for today. I'm out. Bye.